We'll take up meeting point concept. As I said in the previous session, if two people are traveling from the same end or opposite ends, where and when do they meet? Kind of questions there. Right, let's see. Starting from opposite ends. If two people are starting from opposite ends, see, let's say one person A and B. So if this is the distance between them, by the time they meet, if they're starting from opposite ends, what happens? So A travels this portion, B travels this portion, means by the time they meet for the first time, they together traveled, the distance covered by A and B together is how much? This plus this equals to the total distance D or not? Yes. That's why if two people travel from opposite ends, by the time they meet for the first time, the distance traveled is D. But if they continue to travel non-stop, what happens? If they continue, then what happens is the A will come here, B will come here, they reach the destinations. Again they will reverse, return and come here, he will come here and meet. So from first meeting to next meeting, again what happened? When they reach the destinations, this is D. When they returned and came up to here, it is another D, means 2D extra they will be traveling. So what we can sum up this point I said is, if two people or objects start from opposite ends which are D units apart, the distance traveled by the first meeting is D. The distance traveled by them by the first meeting is how much? D. And thereafter for every meeting the distance traveled is additional 2D. As I said, they met here, then they reached the destinations, that is 1D, then return and come back here, that is another D, 2D. For every extra meeting, additional 2D will be covered. In other words, for first meeting the distance traveled is D. For the second meeting additional 2D means it will be 3D. For the third meeting additional 2D means it is 5D and so on. Right? But one caution here, this will apply, this shortcut can apply only if the distance, the ratio of the speeds of the two guys is not greater than 2:1. Up to the distances are in the ratio 2:1, it is okay. The above condition holds good only when the ratio of the speeds is not greater than 2:1, right? If it is greater than 2:1, case by case you have to consider specifically applying the basic concepts. This is from opposite ends. Now let's take from same end. What happens? Suppose if two people start from point P, goes to Q and then return. Let us say there are two guys A and B are traveling. Suppose A is the faster guy, A and B both started here. Because A is faster guy, he will reach Q first, and that means he traveled, then if the distance is D, he traveled the entire D, then he returned and came up to here. By then B has come up to here. So what is the total distance travel? Means this is entire D. This A traveled this D plus this portion. B traveled this portion, means total distance traveled by A and B together will be D plus another D, total 2D. So here for first meeting itself they take 2D. So they met here. Let us say A is going like, B is going like this, A is returning, they met here. Second time what happens? Again B will reach Q, A will reach this P, again they return and meet somewhere here. So from first meeting to next meeting, again what happened? When they reached the destinations, they traveled D. When they returned and met again another D, means it will be this one. You can see it is 2D. There are two lines here. There it is 2D. So for first meeting you take 2D. For every additional meeting 2D. So opposite ends means first meeting D. Thereafterwards every time 2D. But if it is same ends, first meeting is 2D, thereafter also every meeting 2D. So that is important. If two people or objects start from the same end and travel between 2 points which are D units apart, the distance traveled by the first meeting is 2D, and thereafter for every meeting the distance traveled is additional 2D. Right? This is important. First meeting is 2D, every additional meeting 2D means second meeting will be 4D, third meeting will be 6D and so on. However, here the condition is that the ratio of the speed should not be greater than 3:1. Opposite ends I said it should not be greater than 2:1, but here if they are starting from the same end, the ratio of the shortcut can apply. The shortcuts can be can hold good only when the ratio of the speeds is not greater than 3:1. Up to 3:1 it is okay, right? This is the second shortcut on meeting points. The third shortcut on the meet, I hope for every screen you are taking the screenshot or you are pausing the video and noting down the key points and then moving, students. The third concept or shortcut is, if two people start from opposite ends at the same time and take t hours to meet and thereafter take t1 and t2 hours to reach the destinations. Let me explain. Say there are two people here, they are starting from say opposite ends P and Q, say A and B. So they came up to here and they met here. So they met after how many hours? Let us say t hours. They have taken t hours to meet. Both started at the same time. Both start at the same time and take t hours to come here. Both travel t hours to come here. Thereafterwards, A will take another, see from this point, let us say R, take another t1 hours to reach the destination. Suppose B has taken t hours and came up to here from R to P. Let us say B takes another t2 hours to reach the destination. That's what I'm saying. T1 and T2 are the time taken to reach the destination from the meeting point to the destinations. Then the relation between this T and T1 and T2 is T equals to square root of T1 and T2. Right? Now, this extension of this point is, suppose if the speeds of A is S1, speed of B is S2, what is the relation between this S1 and S2 in terms of this T1 and T2? We know the speed and time are inverse relation, but here I'm talking about only T1 and T2, which are not the total time. No, these are the time taken only from meeting point to this. What the relation means? We can say if two people start from opposite ends at the same time with speeds S1 and S2 respectively and take t hours to meet and thereafter t1 and t2 hours to reach the destinations, is the same as the previous case. T hours to meet and take t1 and t2 hours to reach the destinations. The extra point I'm talking about is the speeds, means see the relation between speeds and the respective times will be S1 by S2 equals to square root of T2 by T1. I know speed and time will be reverse, but why I'm not writing simply T2 by T1 square root? Because this is not the time taken for the entire journey. This is the time taken from the meeting point to this, from the meeting point to this, not for the entire journey. Please remember. That is the reason this is the shortcut. So these four shortcuts will help you in answering some really complex questions in meeting points in the part of speed, time and distance. Let's see a couple of questions. Will A and B start walking from a point P towards Q at different speeds which are in the ratio 7:5. A after reaching Q walks back towards P and meets B. If the distance between P and Q is 600 meters, how far from Q do they meet? Now, if you look at this here, let's say the distance between these are the P and Q are here. The distance as per the question is 600 meters. Now A and B both start here. A goes to Q and then returns and comes, let us say, up to here. By then B comes here and they meet. But you know, by the time they meet for the first time, the total distance traveled is not D. The total distance traveled is 2D because they are starting from the same end. You can see A traveled the entire PQ and then returned and traveled something more than that. And B traveled only this much. So this is D. This plus this is another D, total 2D. So the total distance traveled by them equals to 2D, that is 2 into 600, 1200. But since the speeds of A and B are in the ratio 7:5, when the speeds are in the ratio 7:5, distances traveled also will be 7:5, because if you recall the basic session discussion, when the time is constant, ratio of distance is ratio of the speeds, 7:5. So that means the distance traveled by A and B are in the ratio 7:5, means you can see 7 and 5 total 12 parts. Total distance is 1200, means I can say A traveled 700 out of this 1200. B traveled 500. I hope you don't have to write what the distance traveled by A means. 7:5 means 7 by 12 into 1200. That is time consuming approach. B traveled how much means 5 by 12 into 1200, you don't have to do it like that. You can calculate. See, 7 plus 5, 12 parts. 12 parts is 1200, means 1 part is 100. 7 parts is 700. 5 parts is 500. B traveled 500 means, see, B traveled 500 means how far from Q is meeting. See, PQ is 600 means how far this portion, suppose they met at R. This is 500 means what is this portion? 100. The question is how far from Q do they met means 100 meters. Our answer is 100. If you want, you can check. A traveled 700. This entire thing is 600 means A traveled 600. When he returned, he traveled another 100. Tallied or not? Yes. So answer is 100 meters. Let's take one more example. A and B start from P and Q and travel towards Q and P respectively. First time they meet at 200 meters from P and second time they meet at 150 meters from Q. Find the distance between P and Q. Right. If you look at this here, P and Q are there. A and B start from P and Q respectively. A is starting from P and going to Q. B is starting from Q and going to P respectively. First time they meet at 200 meters from P. First time they met here. Now they met here. This is meeting point 1. Second time they meet at 150 meters from Q. So what happened? A came up to here. B came up to here. They met. So A will travel. A will reach his destination. B will reach the destination. When then return. So again next time they are meeting at 150 meters from Q. Find the distance between P and Q. Now please remember, because they are traveling from opposite ends, by the time they meet for the first time, the distance they traveled is, first meeting the distance traveled is D. Second meeting the distance traveled will be, every additional meeting 2D means 3D. But if you see, first time they met 200 meters from P means who started from P? A. That means A traveled this 200 meters and B traveled this much. So that means out of the first total D distance, what the distance traveled by A? 200 meters. In a total distance of D, the distance covered by A is 200. Now tell me, by the time they meet second time they are traveling 3D means in a distance of 1D, if A is covering 200 meters, in out of total 3D, how much A will cover means for 1D if it is 200, for 3D it is 600 meters. This is the distance covered by A. Out of this 3D, distance covered by A will be 600. But please remember, what is the distance covered by A? He traveled from P to Q, then returned 150 meters and met the other person. That means the total distance traveled by A by the time they meet second time will be P to Q, that is 1D, and then another 150. So D plus 150 the distance traveled by A. But the distance traveled by A by the time they meet second time is 600. How I arrive it? For one time it is 200 meters. For 1D it is 200 meters. 3D 600. So D plus 150 is 600 or D is 450. What is D? The distance between P and Q is 450 meters. This is how we can answer the question. Shortcut, right? If you take actual basic method, it will take more time. Right. Let's move on to the next one. A and B started from P and Q respectively and traveled towards each other. After crossing each other, A takes 24 minutes to reach Q. See, we'll write it here. They are starting from, A and B are starting from P and Q respectively, and they travel towards each other. Right. After meeting, A takes 24 minutes and B takes how many minutes? 54 minutes to reach P. Find the time taken by them to meet. So this is T1, this is T2. I have to find T means what is the relation we discussed? T is equal to square root of T1 and T2. The time to meet will be T. The time taken to reach the destinations after meeting are 24 and 54 means T is equal to square root of T1 and T2, right? So now if I substitute here square root of 24 and 54, square root of 24 and 54 will be, it is you can say this is 4 into 6, this is 6 into 9, square root of 4 is 2, for 2 6s 1 6 will come, for 9 3 will come, it is 36 minutes. The answer is 36 minutes. So if you know the shortcut, it will be a very simple question there. Otherwise it will take more time. In fact, in the previous CAT we have a question on this, right? In fact, I have in my channel, you have a playlist called previous CAT questions. You can watch, you can go, you can search for the speed, time and distance questions. There you will find a couple of questions on this concept, right? So in fact, not only the students who are preparing for CAT, others also can practice these questions, because see, difficulty level depending on the exam may vary, but concepts of every examination remain same. So not only CAT students, even other students also can practice those previous CAT questions there. Now this is about meeting points.